All right, everybody, welcome back to the Raw Grass Podcast. We have a special guest, Adelita Montero, and we are at HQ Carlson Gracie Temecula. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Tom. This is awesome, and you have done a great job. I actually first started here, and I believe you did too, right?
I did too.
I've been training off and on like 8-ish years, but for her, look at her. She's got a brown. That's like, she's like, bro, shut up. No, anyways, we had actually met online. I know that's weird. Met online, but to actually see who you were, and I was like, you got a lot of stuff that can help whoever out, and maybe me as well. There's a lot of people thinking they can't learn something new. So who are you, and what are we about to hop into today? Because it's a lot. I could a list. Go ahead, sir.
That's a really tough question. Who am I? That's like, who am I? Where are you from? Where are we going?
Okay.
Those are the philosophical questions, right? Those are the questions we should be really asking.
Okay.
Like, so we're just starting to like, boom, who are you? Like, who am I? Like, am I, a fruit of like the accomplishments and the things that I do and the bills that I pay? I don't think so. Okay. I was having this very conversation with a client of mine today, and she's a competitor and she wants to do better, perform at the competitions at a different level. And sometimes we equate our value and our self-worth in our identity, who you are, about the things that you do and the job that you have. But I think if you dig deep enough for long enough, you realize that we are more than meets the eye. We are more than just the bills that we pay, or even the thoughts that you have, the feelings that you have. If you're identified with the job that you have, or the feelings, or even the thoughts, then those things are running your life instead of you running your own life. So we're not our thoughts. We're not this body. We're not our emotions. So with that, there's freedom.
I was going deep on this one. Woo.
Hey, you started it.
You caught me off guard. I was just up here in the sky thinking. I'm like, but aren't we our thoughts? Because we have to first think and then act on our thoughts.
So it seems.
Oh, okay. All right. Go ahead.
So it seems, my friend, I didn't realize that until I really started reading the book, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle.
I have that one. That's
and
awesome.
He goes in detail. Have you read it? You can't just have and not read it.
So hold on, Truth. Talking about books, because you are a reader. I got this awesome book by John C. Maxwell, and it's about growth. He's written so many books.
Look at that.
He's awesome. He just helps people, help them and also help others, because you can't. I would say there is no I in team, for sure. And so if you are out there and you're huge, like you have either like a store or a gym or whatever, gym, it's all about a team. You cannot be in 800, spots or gyms or, all at once. You have to have a team, but that right there, it's all how you lead. John, yeah, you're awesome. And I'm not sure if you guys were aware, I do have a speech problem, so I'm just trying to shed light right there that you can do hard things. It's just how you're saying. It's the mindset. It's huge. Eat. Hey, like we're supposed to be. You're like, ooh, this is a good chapter. I'm about to. I'm kidding.
This is a really great book. I mean, like, come on, right?
Yeah, he's
all about growth.
Hey,
books are awesome, right?
Yeah.
Like, you like to read. I think people sometimes we're so distracted in social media and this and that and just wasting time scrolling around. We feel like we don't have time, but like, I think a lot about personal growth is how you focus your time. Everybody has a limited amount of time. And then what you do with your time, the poor people and the rich people and the people who made themselves, you know, from poor to rich, they all had the same amount of time.
Yeah.
You know, one thing is for sure is, you know, the sun rises and sets just about the same time for everybody. So like how you use your time. And I see John Maxwell, right? He's probably like a predecessor of a lot of like older guys like Zig Ziglar,
Yes, yeah, he talks about him.
Jim Rohn and people like that. So I really like to spend my time, my free time, off time, listening intentionally. He talks about law intentionality here, to intentionally seek out things that are gonna help my growth. So I'm not just, you know, floating around, wasting time, and you know. So that this is how you grow. You just have to really pursue it. You have to work at it. It's not gonna come automatically. It's not gonna happen, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that is huge. And yeah, that is.
Thanks for that. This is mine?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, thank you. I got an interview. I got a book.
Enjoy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she's like,
great.
I like to read. I'm like, I have this book, but I was like, I don't know which book she has, so I'm gonna bring this one out. I also have this book here.
Oh yeah, I have that one. I haven't fully read it, but
it's, oh my gosh, it's so good because you know we aren't taught certain things on how to actually live, right? So you have to have somebody who's been in life for a while, who knows certain things. Oh, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that. If I want that grip, you get this grip, right? It's kind of how it goes. Like, oh, I'm gonna come here. Oh, don't do that. Oh, and you get swept over. To be where you are, okay, cool. You have to kind of see that, but then to be open to learn from people who know so much more than you, who are 10 steps ahead of you.
Exactly, right? Like instead of you trying to go through your own experience and just be able to learn whatever you can with your own time and resources, you can reach out to different coaches and reach out to different books and thought leaders and extract what they learn much faster. This is the same point that I had in a previous podcast I had with Jordan Edwards.
Yeah, he's awesome. Yeah.
Awesome. And
he's smart too. I'm like,
so
I'm not that smart.
That's what we have in common, you know, is that we all three of us is that we like books.
Yeah.
You know, so that is what allows somebody to continue to grow in life, is that because you're pursuing something beyond your regular sphere of influence, right? You're just reaching. Right. It's just like you're a white belt, like a black belt, to come and learn from a black belt. You know, it's like you reaching. It's like you're reaching. It's like Tom is like a Jiu Jitsu encyclopedia, right? You don't need to read the books. Like you just find the coach, the right coach that they embody the knowledge. They walk around with it. They are it. You know what I mean? So that is the next level. It's like, go find somebody, go find a coach. Coaches have coaches. Therapists have therapists, and people like Tom and people like, you know, high level people, they have their coaches. Yeah. You know, so if you're not investing on your growth, if you're not investing on these things in privates and in nutrition, in personal development, in your jiu-jitsu journey, if you're not investing time, money, whatever it takes, then it's gonna take a while. It's gonna be a slow process, right? So you can accelerate your growth if you focus. People are not focused, right?
Yeah, that is key, because you have to be, I guess, there. So you have your brown belt, which is awesome. So
I had it for a while.
So that's fine. Oh, okay, go ahead. So the earlier you were saying you wanted to hop on that. I would say
Jiu-Jitsu journey.
How did you kind of hold on to it for so long? And you're a brown belt. It's awesome. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's hard to be a woman in a sport, like in a physical sport, right?
Okay.
Because most people are men, like on the gym. It's kind of rare that you go to a gym and there's a lot of women.
Yeah.
I was very fortunate because when I started here, yes, there was a lot of women. And they're still training, so that would
Good
be
job.
like, yeah. So these are all like my teammates here from Temecula, like Amy, right? You interviewed Orlando.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
So from the previous episode,
Beast.
go check out the previous episode and Professor Orlando. So they own a gym, right? In Menifee, Carlson, Gracie. For 10 years, I learned that today. It's like, I can't believe there's 10 years doing that.
It's awesome.
That's amazing. That's a black belt in itself. They're a black belt in owning a gym.
Right? Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's
awesome.
incredible. So I was very happy to learn about that today, that they went and you know, realized their dream, you know. And also not only Amy, but I started here with Amber and Chloe, which is Tom's daughter. So there was Alexis at the time, there was Dee at the time. There was quite a few women, to be honest with you. And competitive. This is a very competitive gym. This is not a regular gym.
This is it's like a hurt now.
It's like, hey, let's put it into practice what we've been drilling. Like
smash, and pass.
Let's test it. Yeah, let's test like their technique and make sure that it's right. It's working. It's effective. So in competition, you get to test, see where you are. But yeah, the jiu-jitsu journey has been amazing. So being a woman in sport is hard because it is very physical. Most gyms, this gym is an exception. And also Leticia's gym in San Diego. Leticia was just here. Leticia Ribeiro, you know, she is, you know, Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
10X.
She's up there. She's a beast.
Yeah, so she's a super technical and super great human. And not only that, but her gym, it shows, you know, where you have this incredible energy, this incredible work ethic, the business flourish. So look at Tom's gym, it flourished.
It's packed out all the time.
He bought the next unit next door. He expanded. It's twice. It's like one of the largest gyms around.
Yeah.
And it's always full. There's all this kids program. I think the life of a gym is the kids program. Like if you started a jiu-jitsu gym and you focus on the kids, the adults will come. But if you just focus on adults and just competitive adults, I think you can get a lot more profitability and a lot more security for your gym if you really focus on the kids program, right? And really nourish the next. It's like you're feeding the future. It has to. You know what I mean? It has to grow. So there's this huge energy here. There's this huge work ethic energy at Leticia, and there's results. These people are winning everything. Like there's a lot of, you know, all kinds of very accomplished people in all of these gyms, and it has to do with the leadership, right? It has to do, like, they are demonstrating, they live the example, whether they compete still or not, which not everybody's gonna compete forever. Sometimes you retire, but they live it. They live those principles, they are on the mat, they are healthy, they're continuing to live that quality of life, and then they're setting the example for the students. So then, yeah, for sure, that's gonna grow. So, but for everybody else, for all the other teams, there's just not enough women. So being a woman in a sport is kind of hard because now you know, if you have a boyfriend or a partner, and if they don't train, you know, eventually the women leaves. Not all of them, but talking about the majority rule, because sometimes if the guy doesn't train, he doesn't like the woman to train jiu-jitsu. Because they're like, oh, you're rolling around on the ground with guys. So it's kind of, it's the perception that if you don't train, you know, you might have stories in your head, but if you come and train, you see that it's like, we're working, we're training.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean?
It's right?
It's a whole different thing. So sometimes you see the women come and go depending on who they're dating or who what's going on in their life. Or sometimes, having kids. Most of the time,
2, right?
I have 2, but they're my oldest one's gonna be 20.
Oh, okay, all right. Hey, that's awesome.
So I've done it all. I have 2. I have a 14-year-old, and they've trained, they compete, they do all kinds of things. But baseball and Jiu Jitsu, on and off, and things like that. But sports, right? Keep your kids in sports. So, but the women, they usually have the job of being more there for the kids, or just more involved in the taking the kids to this or to that, and sometimes their own training just kind of goes away. So that sometimes happen. It depends. Like some women come into jiu-jitsu, maybe they had trauma, like they been assaulted on the street and they want to learn self-defense.
Yeah.
And then they come here, and then if there's only men and the men don't know how to deal with the woman, and they don't know what's going on behind, they can get re-traumatized to the point of this is, I'm not growing, I'm just getting beat up.
Okay.
More than, what I signed up for.
Oh yeah, okay.
So how to nurture, right? This is my point. I think that women's jiu-jitsu is awesome. If you have kids and you have women in your program, most likely your gym will flourish. Because if women's gonna go where it's clean, where it's nice, more women attracts more people, more guys and more kids, it's just a family, safe. Here, Tom's gym is like a family environment. So that's why I say, there's a lot of kids, there's a lot of women. So it's just, and there's a lot of guys.
Yeah.
So, but it's like a family environment. It's a sport, it's an athletic place. It's not like a gym where people go and just, about ego and just, hurting each other and things like that. It's really about the progress. So to nurture a women's program, I think you have to be sensitive in that, to teach your students that you don't crush the woman. Like if you're much bigger, right? Like I am like 120 pounds.
I'm about
so if
240 right now. Yeesh.
Right? So if
right.
I go roll with a guy like that's 200 pounds, which most guys 180, 170, 180. So that's a lot of pounds on me.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna, let's say I'm new, and I'm stepping into the gym and I'm rolling with this guy, and this guy's going as hard as he can, using force, using whatever. And it's like, okay, maybe that woman will quit. Because she already had a hard day at work. Maybe she has a boyfriend that doesn't train, and then now she's paying this money to train, and then she's coming here and getting beat up, and then she comes home, makes a comment, my thing is hurting, my joints or something is hurting. The guy say, of course,
So he just kind of,
before you know, it's like, I don't know, so you nurture by teaching. Educating yourself. Roll if you're much bigger than a woman, or any person. If I am more graduated, higher belts than other people, I try not to destroy the white belts and just make them feel miserable so that they quit.
Yeah.
We have to nurture the white belts, nurture the women, so that they feel supported, so that they can develop their skills. As they're developing, just kind of nurture that, like you're doing with the plant. You put a little sun, you put a little, little water. So you're growing that, and you're not squishing that. You know what I mean? Don't step around on your women. Don't step around on your white belts, and that way your gym will grow. Mm-hmm.
What she said. No, okay. No, that was, that's huge. For me, I'm not huge in my eyes, but I've been told by people like, bro, you're big. I'm like, I don't feel big. I don't act big. It's just who I am. So, for how you're saying, certain people who aren't up there, know certain things. Yeah, you have to kind of chill. Oh, hey, it's about the choke. The choke's coming on, because I've had some people just, all over the place.
Scary, right?
Yeah,
Scary.
and I'm like, whoa. So for you to, be where you are, how would you kind of help whoever that out there to learn to get higher up and to compete and all that extra stuff?
Yeah. So I didn't start like knowing all this what I'm saying, you know, how to be careful, how to not, you know, yank people's arm and be scary. Like I didn't know that starting out, and you know, it's a process that you kind of refine yourself as you grow. So that's why you start in jiu-jitsu, and you learn and you grow as you go. So say that real fast, 3 times. And yeah, Orlando used to call me the machine, like the machine, McGrath. So yeah, I mean, I did a little MMA and this and that, and but I had to learn.
Too?
Yeah, I had amateur fights and things like
nice.
that, and it's just not necessarily a striker per se. So I'm just gonna stick with the ground game.
You're like, I was kidding. Go to the ground.
Yeah, exactly. So, anyways, the process will teach you. It'll humble you. Jiu-jitsu will teach you whether you like it or not. You know, it can be an easier lesson and more pleasant, or it could be hard. It depends on you, like how hard you want to go. The process, right? Jiu-jitsu is like a process in which it's kind of like a tool for life. So you come into jiu-jitsu and you're gonna learn about yourself. You're gonna learn about your tendencies, about your patterns, how you show up. How you show up in one area of life is how you show up everywhere. The way you do one thing is how you do everything. So you're gonna start to notice, like, you know, your strengths, your weaknesses, and everything is gonna come out. And then you have to learn and adapt, right? Like pick up where it needs to be refined, and then Jiu-Jitsu will teach you humility, will teach you to face your fears. You know, the first thing you learn in Jiu-Jitsu is how to fall. So how humbling. You want to go to a place where you want to choke and armbar people. You see UFC, and then they teaching you how to fall and how to hipscape and whatever.
Yeah, they're like, let's go. I want to beat
I
people
want to
up.
throw people.
Yeah.
It's like, no, like you learn how to fall. Like, so in life too, if you learn how to fall, think about the analogy. If you learn how to fall in life, right? They say if you fall 7 times, get up 8.
Okay.
Right? So what does that mean? It means that resilience. Like, so Jiu-Jitsu is going to teach you resilience. It's going to teach you humility. It's going to teach you courage, right? To face your fears. If you're not courageous, you're not going to show up, because in the first 3 months, if you can last the first 3 months in Jiu-Jitsu and just breathe and, you know, relax and calm down, then you're probably going to make it, you know, up until you get your blue belt. Then some people tend to disappear. There's 3 dangerous times. First is the first 3 months. If you can make to the first 3 months, you probably will continue. Okay. Up until you get your blue belt. Some people get their blue belt and they disappear.
They're like, I've seen it all.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a phenomenon. Like, you know, Google it. Like the blue belt disappearance. It's a thing. And then, so if you get your blue belt, be careful. Just like recommit. Recommit. I don't know what happens to the blue belts. It's very dangerous. The other thing is when you get your black belt. When people get their black belt, they also tend to disappear, because it's like one of my coaches in LA told me that you have to set another goal. You can't just have a goal of get a black belt, because he kind of was in that journey, and once he got it, he almost became depressed. He's like, I was depressed because I got this. Now what? There's a now what? Like, it doesn't fulfill. That's not the point. It's like, so he had to set another goal. So he started an academy, a jiu-jitsu gym in LA, in Brentwood. And, you know, I train there, I train here, I train everywhere. So that's Gustavo, right? Gustavo Fonseca.
All right.
Yeah, black belt there, and his brother Alexis Fonseca.
Nice.
Right, they're like, they came from the Mendes brothers, Art of Jiu-Jitsu and all that.
Well then,
so,
yeah, they're good then. I don't even gotta,
So the mindset,
awesome.
and the mindset's like, okay, another thing that I learned from them there too is that don't show your emotions. Like, right? they started me out in a certain position that I didn't like, and then it showed my face. And I didn't even realize that, but he's like, you know what? If I put you in whatever position, whatever how I restart, like imagine you're in competition, don't show your emotion to your opponent that you don't like that, because they will grow on that. They will capitalize on that. You're showing your emotion. So now Jiu-Jitsu is gonna teach you how to manage, how to regulate your emotions, how to take ownership of your emotions. So that is the value of Jiu-Jitsu. You know what I mean? It's not the medal, it's not the belt, it's the progress as a human being that you get. And then if you put your self-worth, like I was telling you that before, if you put your self-worth in your belt, in your medal, in your titles, for sure you're gonna suffer.
Okay.
Because for one thing, it's an illusion, it's a lie. Right? Because Jiu-Jitsu is a tool for life. Life is the greater thing. Then Jiu-Jitsu is a tool for life. Like there are many kinds of tools. No, Jiu-Jitsu is not the only way to refine yourself, but it's definitely one of them. Even in the Bible, they say, as iron sharpens iron, right? One man sharpens another. So, not sure if it's Proverbs, but I'm not very good at quoting things from the Bible.
Yeah, it's fine.
You look it up. Let me know. Comment here and let us know, right? Subscribe, right? Subscribe to the channel, and then share and keep the flow going, right? It's all about the flow.